One of the things that we're trying to do as part of this administration is bring a focus to that notion of innovation on the one hand and productivity on the other hand to this industry, because if we can achieve those goals, all of a sudden our ability to achieve our energy and environmental policy objectives becomes dramatically easier than I think anybody will think. We talk about the Recovery Act overall, your numbers are very good. We have $36.7 billion of Recovery Act appropriations within the Department of Energy. As of this morning, we know where $23 billion of that 36.7 is going. We've sent out checks for $16 billion as of this morning, and the recipients have spent $1 billion of that. Money. In case we talked about accountability. In case you keep track of these things, this is the 217th day of the Recovery Act. Every 100 days we get to report in and make sure that we're actually on track, because accountability is enormously important to this process. The American taxpayers have entrusted in the Department of Energy and the federal government more broadly a remarkable endowment of resources, and it is our task to make sure that those resources are spent wisely. Secretary, when he asked me to take on this role, he said, look, you got to do 4 things. You have to do them all at the same time. The first thing you have to do is move the money out the door quickly, because this is the Department of Energy's opportunities to contribute to job creation and economic revitalization. Second thing we have to do, though, is we have to go through a set of competitive processes to make sure that we select great projects. Because while in the near term we're going to be judged on job creation, in the long term we're going to be judged on the quality of the projects that we select. Third thing we have to do is do it with accountability and transparency, and we'll talk a little bit more about transparency as we go. And after spending 25 years in private companies, to come out and put everything you do up on the web so that everybody can see it, we have a program called the Energy Efficiency Conservation Block Grant Program. It goes to 2,400 communities around the country to support energy efficiency and renewable energy. And of that, we missed 24 counties in Louisiana and, regrettably, Delaware. For those of you who know who oversees the Recovery Act, Vice President took notice, and in about 2 hours we discovered we'd made an error. But there's great value in that transparency because of the speed of response. And I think one of the things that the smart grid does for the customer, it does for the utility, is to begin to create that kind of transparency in this industry as well, to enable the kind of rapid response that is possible with the technology that's available. And finally, with the kind of endowment that we have, there's an expectation that we make a meaningful down payment on the nation's energy and environmental future. $36.7 billion supports $100 billion of projects when you count cost share and leverage in the equation. $100 billion is in fact a meaningful down payment on the nation's energy and environmental goals, and we're going to be judged by our ability actually to move the needle on those goals.